Hey everybody, DayTraderRockStar here. We're going to do a little fun game today. Kind of a test, kind of a quiz for the futures traders out there who are trading along with the Prop Trader Challenge. Prop Trader Challenge here that we're doing here at Day Trader Radio involves opening up an evaluation account, qualifying it, and getting paid basically. And we're showing you the right steps to get to that point. All right, this is a perfect marriage between these prop traders and day trading radio, or at least my high probability setups, because we focus exactly on the best setups during the day when it comes to futures. There's no wasted trades. These trades give us the biggest bang for the buck basically, and now with the opportunity to be able to trade these accounts, not even using your own money, but to kind of let me zoom in here a little, kind of use this, use these platforms to get your evaluation accounts. They give you these coupons, and these coupons bring your monthly fee down. And what that monthly fee is going to do is going to give you an access to a trading platform, the Ninja Trader platform. They're going to give you the Ninja Trader license. You're going to give you a rhythmic live data feed, all for of $20 or so, depending on what coupon you get. Sometimes the coupons are not as great as the other times, but they'll eventually come around. And again, it really depends on what you want. There's two new coupons out right now. APEX had, the BULENOX here had a great one out. That expired on August 31st, and BULENOX just came out with an 80% off all their packages. 80% off all the packages on recurring lifetimes. So pretty decent deal. It's a fast one. It ends September 12th. And again, the code is DTR APEX. Very simple. He set that up for me. He said, and he actually did say, if there's never a coupon available, please, he goes, contact me. I'll get them for your community, your traders at Day Trader Radio. I said, great, thank you very much. But anyway, this is an 80% one. Just came out. And September 12th. It's pretty good. And then the BULENOX, there is a couple new ones here. This is interesting. It has the option 1 or 2, and option 2 is not the trailing drawdown. It's the end of the day, stop, which is in some cases I would say a little bit easier than the trailing drawdown. But what's good here is they're also offering the 25K, which I think is the easiest one to qualify on. It only requires you 1,500. I think you're up to trade up to about 4 contracts of the ES, and then of course whatever that equals on the MES, 40 contracts maybe. The 50K account is also open for that coupon, and the 100K account also option 1 or 2. So they give you the two options. 72%. Each one has a different coupon code, DTR 25K, DTR 50K, or DTR 100K, and they'll give you that off there. So that's the update on that. But I want to do something fun with you today, especially for people who are trading these accounts and getting the prop trade alerts. The prop trade alerts are these new alerts that I'm sending out for people who are taking these challenges, these evaluations. I call them the challenge. It sounds better. Is basically understanding the markets and knowing where the markets are going to give us the big moves, right? So we know that. This is something we do every single day. Now this is a part of a chart. I want to get rid of that chart for a second. Bring up this one over here. This is just a random ES chart. So this is something we be trading when we're using the evaluation account, trading the ES. And we're looking for only 2 to 3 setups, really 1 or 2 setups. And what I mean by 1 or 2 setups, everything has to come and give me, out of all of my indicators on the chart here, what you have here is these 4 lines on the bottom here are the most important things. And this is our, echocardiogram for the trends and for the market. And this is all based off of the 1-minute time frame. And each one of these values, represents how far you're looking back. And again, there is a little experience behind my trading in these. I've traded these for many years, and it kind of narrowed it down to a criteria which is very good. And I definitely have what I call a super signal. And the super signal is something that performs so well that you do not want to miss it. And you could build a whole business around it. You could build a whole trading style around the super signal. The problem is super signal doesn't come out every minute or every day and every it has to evolve, and you have to be in front of it to execute your trade. I mean, it doesn't help if there's a super signal at 2 o'clock and you're on the beach, unless you get an alert on your phone saying, hey, DayTraderRockStar just send me an alert. It says a super signal is setting up right now. Let me jump on my phone and take a look at it. You could do that if you're smart. So that's my job, is to get these super signals out. And super signals are very, very, and very precise, and the criteria is very strict. And I know what I'm looking for. There's really about 3 to 4 setups I want to send out, but really 1 or 2 is really going to stand out. And I just added that 5-minute divergence, what I call pure divergence. We'll talk about that a bit. But right now, I'm going to pretend that the day is open up here, and I want to have a contestant. If you're a member of our community, DayTradingRadio.com, maybe we're going to start a new contest. So I want to take one of these members. Maybe they're going to call in our Discord or call in on Skype and stuff. And I'm just going to give them a random chart with none of my trends on or anything. I went back here into time. I took the way back machine. I don't know where I am. It's July 18th in the middle of the morning, 12 o'clock in the morning. I just randomly rolled back there because I took off all my charting work on this, and this is a fresh, pure chart. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go over to the end here, to the all the way over to the right here. All right. I want to move this over a little bit more so you could probably even get a better view of that. You're going to like this game. Should I even put a box in there? I don't think the box will stay. Well, we're basically looking. I don't have much of a buffer here. Right to the minute. So what I want to do with you, I want to, this is a kind of a pretend game. I'll say that we have a contestant here, and I said, all right, we're going to start the clock. And the clock is going to stick. So we're going to go tick by tick, and you're going to tell me when you think the market is going to make a big move. And we'll discuss each move and where we think the market's going to move, and we'll see what the success rate is. So this is going back quite a bit. So this is what I do during the day. If I was in front of the market, we'd be talking about certain things. The market's pulled back. I'd like to know what the current trend is in the market, but I'm also paying attention to my quad rotation here, which actually, if we look at this right here, I'm always looking at this, and I can tell you right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 stochastics here on the top side above the 80 line there. That's what we call a quad sell signal, quad rotation sell signal. That usually times up, and you just don't want to go against that. You always want to look for things to go down. Now, it's what I consider a half of a super signal. That's such a good setup in itself. But again, this is also based off the 1 minute time frame. So let's just go. And we did see the market pull back, and you're with me, and you're saying, all right, so what do you want to do anything here on the VWAP? You make a decision. Well, let's see. Maybe you wanted the previous close is actually a good support line. I watched the previous close. We do have 1, 2, 3. If I get my mouse to go down there, and we're not quite there on. Even though it says 13, it's probably reading the other one. But I can see the line is kind of 20. 2018. It's right on that 20 line. I don't know if we're going to count that as a quad, but it is setting up as a quad divergence right there. Doesn't count as a super signal, just a quad. Let's see what happens there. And you can see, whoa, nice bounce. All right, and this started to rotate back up. We like that rotation back up here. As long as this doesn't stay under the 20 line, we don't have to be worried about that. So we got a nice rotation up. Sometimes I say, for those out there who want to be super disciplined, you take it off on your first rotation, meaning you'll probably be taking first profits here as the stochastics get above the 80 line there. And then you have a little flag, but we could probably measure that because the 60 minute is pushing higher. So that's 60, and I call it the 60 minutes, actually the 60-10 stochastic oscillator. The time frame really represents the 5 minute time frame. And this also represents 4:45 where I'm sleeping. Nice little flag. Not to say, we're gonna go one at a time here. So we get up here. I don't want to go. This will take all night. No tick by tick. I'm just looking for, all right, so here we come back down. Market's kind of coming back down. It's about 6:15. You kind of got that 40 now just set up, and you could just start to see that the 60-10 is just about setting up right about here. Now what I'm looking for is not just a quad. I'm looking for a divergence or a coil. This kind of actually has a little coil going for it, but in this case you could actually see we do break down through there, and then actually the criteria came in right here. We have to see the dotted lines above the 20 line. So it was just that's where the criteria triggered. You have to get that under the 20. And it did, it got under the 20 right here. It did get a nice little bounce and then rotated back down. And what we could see here on the bounce is that fast rotation. Any type of fast rotation, and the market was trading under the 20 period moving average, you probably want to take it off on that. So you're taking that off on the bounce, and maybe you're not getting a lot on that. Maybe you didn't get a great entry and you're barely getting out because the market's getting very choppy and we start heading back down again. All right, so we bounce around a couple more times. We got overbought, preventing us from going long here. We don't want to be, we don't want to be thinking this is going to break out. I mean, if we're up here and this market has been showing that down again. So let's just, now we start to see the 60-10 is kind of sloping up here. Let's see where we are there. I'm waiting to see if there's no signals. Yeah, I'm basically looking right down here, waiting for everything to set up, and I'm not seeing anything yet. Again, this was, you could see the dotted lines underneath it. It wasn't a pure quad rotation at all, so I passed on that. I didn't see that. Market chops around and eventually drops off. Again, this is just a pre-market, and we're not looking at things like this minute by minute like this. We're doing an overview and doing other charts and stuff, and the market's getting up and I don't really want to micro scalp it, so I take that bird's eye view and I'm looking here. And again, this is a situation where it looks like the market took off. We're looking at these pullbacks and we're feeling a good strength, and that's where we'll be looking for divergences in type of pullback like that, flags and stuff. That's very strong. That's a very strong signal there. Embedded. Watch. Look how this is embedded up down here for so long. This is our first oversold level right here. Just got oversold for the first time, and we didn't get much of a bounce. And this actually came into the close, right? Oversold at the close. And we kind of went, so you wouldn't trade that anyway. The overnight trade, we're going to just jump in the morning again. Market takes off out of the gate. What we're looking for, here's it's a little divergence there. I don't know, that's a very steep candle, very choppy candle. Could have been a better divergence. It wasn't that steep, We need to have a steeper divergence, and that's what I'm really trying to show you, the difference in that. There's a little steeper divergence here. About 8%. There was nothing. That's at the end of the day too. We don't want to trade around the end of the day. So the fact is we're not seeing every day the perfect quality setup. There we. That was tricky. That was a 3 o'clock European Open. Fast little move down. I probably wouldn't be touching that. Here we get nothing. I'm just looking again. I'm not seeing too much here as divergent signals. It's overnight too. Overnight doesn't happen. This was a good one. 530 to 545. You see the steepness of this divergence right here? Happened on the 9-3, 14-3. You even see a slight 44 here. A nice ramp up. A fast little move back down. 545. Decent move. I mean, it was off the lows there. Here we had a 60-10. You probably see it on the 5-minute time frame much better. But the 60-10, you can see a slight divergence here. That's always a big one. The 60-10 and the 44. If you have a 44 one, you have to go all in on your prop account. You just should. I'll try to find you a 44. But when it happens, it happens. It doesn't fail. But the problem is it doesn't happen all the time. But I do see them happen, a few times a week. Those are the ones that give you over 10-point moves. I'm looking right now just for a 44, actually. Not seeing anything here. Kind of a coil here. That was almost something here. This is kind of a nice divergence right there. You can see them on a 9-3 all day long, and they are going to give you the good setups. But again, you must have you must have that angle, the degree. Don't be cheating yourself and going for something that's under 5 degree angle. Above 5 degrees it's funny how that works, but it does work. The higher the degree of angle on those, here's a kind of double bottoms are good. Just to retest and a higher low. This is a much steeper angle too. It's maybe 10% or something, and that was the low here too. When those lows come in, the divergences get set in there, and they're in there, and you can't deny them. There's only one way of looking at them, and if it's not happening, you don't have to worry about it. So getting back to the prop trading, when you're trading, even in the situation where you don't have that 90%, you have an 80% coupon, or something towards that effect, you're still planning on qualifying with 1 month. I mean, the risk reward. What are you risking these days? $40, $30, $20, and have an opportunity to fund an account. All you have to do is wait for these setups, and they don't all show up. I mean, don't overshoot yourself, and don't trade too much. I will definitely show you where those good setups are coming in. Here's a great divergence right here, 315. It's a really nice divergence and a nice takeoff, and that would probably also give you 75 to 95, 20 points. Any of these divergences that are steep work out. That was all on the 1-minute time frame, and I'm still searching for that 44 divergence. You can see there's a little steep. See that? I don't know if you could see that right away. I should. That was just a good divergence right there. Because we can't see it anywhere else, when you do see it, you have to take it. It's not like it's going to be not there. Here you have a slight little pullback. Sometimes you find them in those pullbacks. You have a slight little divergence there, and a slight little move up there. Now, market's trending down under the 20-period moving average. Things could get funky here. This is probably going to save a lot of people, is realizing when you're looking at those bull flags, you have nice trend. It's all about that. It's all about the 60 being embedded above 80. Right? It's all about the the fast rotation down to an oversold level. So when we have a downward trending thing, we're looking at these bear flags. It's going to be the same thing. Now we're going to have the embedded stochastic under 20 and the rotation up to 80. And every time we do that, we should be able to recognize that as a bear flag. And if not, take the trade to the downside. Take your longs off no matter what, even if you're break even. Because the odds are you're not going to be calling the market correctly thinking that you're going to get a bounce here. I mean, there's nothing here telling you that. I already have the math. The math is telling me what it's telling me. Trend is intact. the momentum hasn't started to shift. Remember, the divergence is going to give us an indication before it happens. So we should see this, and we're not seeing anything. So there's nothing in the future here other than pain. Let's see if I'm still looking for that elusive 44. It's a beauty when you see them, though. Here's a nice little pullback, quad rotation right here. After being overbought for a while, the first pullback. And it's right on the VWAP too. The pullback to the VWAP is a good combo. And then we have the market kind of getting into a rhythm here. Got a little pullback. And then it just kind of waited here. Kind of, you see how that kind of coiled up? And we just got oversold right about there. Almost a double bottom, coil, quad rotation, huge move up. That would have borderline super signal on the coil there. Borderline super signal. Also 6 in the morning. Lots of times the overnight trade or at 6 o'clock in the morning, there's not a lot of algorithms, black boxes running around. So these setups become easier and easier to just identify. And when we identify them, when we see the moves off of them, it just makes you wonder, like, wow, I should be part of this. I need to be here. The quick move down to the 200. Here's kind of a coil here. Ends at a little divergence, but I didn't see that one. That's 1 o'clock. Looks like some news. This is where you start to see markets trending underneath 20, 50. This is a divergence. So the little move up, quick move down, higher the stochastic rotation on the 9.3, the 14.3, possibly the 44, but that's it's real possible. The 9.3 is very clean and a very steep stochastic rotation there. 1 o'clock in the morning. All right, let's see. It seems like we're coming up. I'll play the game with myself. It seems like we're coming into a nice little pullback. I'll start monitoring this kind of channel. See if we get a divergence. Starting to just get oversold here. This area looked interesting right here. That's 4602. Looks like a slight something. Well, that was a nice move, wasn't it? Up to the VWAP. And then we got back down here and just oversold again. I mean, it's just gotten oversold again. No divergence, just oversold. And oh, what happened here? 345. Oh, look at that thing run. That thing ran at the end of the day. I saw that. I just want to see one last run through here. Nice rotation back down. Kind of a quad. But when they all come down together too, you'll notice that how they all just kind of pop and drop and they bounce nice. Interesting pullback here with a divergence right at the close, or at the actually it's at 6 o'clock at the open actually. So that would have counted pretty good. I had to wait. I'd get a few of these accounts and just hold them until, keep them active, hold them to a 44 or a really good divergence and put them all in the same thing and get and qualify all of them. Let's see here. 4:30. A lot of action around that 4:30, 5 o'clock. You know, not a pretty easy to read some of these divergences. This is kind of a flat line setup here, and we started to make that higher low, and a 9.3. Actually, this is a 44, a slight turn back up. That was the closest I could see as a decent divergence on this little pullback. So that would have qualified as a 44 and a super signal. This was oversold also, and this was a divergence, and it all came off of a quad. That was a good one too, all at 430, 440, 430 area. A little rotation. Again, you're embedded down here. Every rotation should be sold into. If it's holding even under the 50, it's not a good sign. If it's above the 50 and holding and kind of moving up, it is a good sign. So anything under the 50 on the 60-10 oscillator here, it should be seen as a little bit more bearish. And unless it gets over the 50 and stays above that, then we're seeing a little bit more bullish. Like these like those little pullbacks there. It was a 9.314, very shallow, a hard one to grab onto. This is a 60-10, kind of a 60-10 right there. Not much of an angle. What do we see here? This is what we call a relative divergence, where the price comes down underneath the closing price of the first stage of the divergence, but a much higher stochastic rotation above the 20. Also being followed up on the 14.3. And not a bad move, but not a tremendous move. Big divergence here. I don't know if we would have caught. That's right at 4 o'clock. It's too hard to call that. I'm going through these real fast, but as you can see, none of them failed. So when you have that situation, do you continue to play other games, waiting for your game to open up, and just kind of risk it? Well, some people are going to do that. Some people are just going to risk it. They're not going to see a good divergence, and they're going to say, well, I don't know. Again, 414, I'm 430. I've seen these divergences here. That was a higher stochastic rotation on this. Didn't come back, take out the lows. It did run. I don't know if you would have had patience for this or not. It didn't go too far. It did get a rotation though. Then we got up here. Don't forget our sell side divergence. We didn't really even look at those today. We did have a sell side divergence right there. And it was a quad rotation. So that might have been the first time of a super signal, sell signal. That means you have the quad rotation and a divergence on the sell side. Wow. And look at the move after that. I don't make that up, right? I can't just say that was a divergent super signal if it wasn't, because our criteria is too tight. So when you see a super signal, look at the move on that. That's what I'm looking forward to. So I think everyone needs to get ready for this week. Hope you have a happy Labor Day. We're probably going to go a lot members only now, because I feel this stuff is, we don't want to mark our area too well and kind of, we want to take this underground a bit. So I think we'll do some members only, a lot of members only this week, a lot, maybe the whole week, and let's try to rack this. Let's rack up these accounts and let's get qualified on a lot of accounts for everyone. We have a 4-day week. Basically, futures are going to open up though, I believe tonight, and they're going to go into tomorrow half-day session. But I'm not going to be in front of the computer. Unless I am, and then I would send an alert if I do. I mean, I can't say I'm not going to be in front of it. At one point, I'll take a look at it, make sure everything's up and running. Another kind of a little divergence there, and a quad, and a huge move. Just looking around a little bit more. You see this right here, right? Oversold also. The quad divergence definitely number one. I don't know how many that brings us up over the and how how many days we went through. I don't know where we started, but there's a few out there, and each one has the possibility of actually qualifying you. So. And they tend to show up very fast, jerky moves. Get a bounce and then a fast retracement. Then just keep your eyes open when you get something that looks like it's supposed to be moving, like a decent trend line that's breaking out, and then it comes back real fast and but it does set up as a divergence. Those are usually good. That's not a divergence though. That's not a divergence. I mean, we are looking for just a basic comparison between two numbers, what these stochastics are doing, what the price is doing, some of the moving averages are doing. And when we see that steep divergence, which doesn't happen, only when it does, and when it does happen, this is the type of moves you see. Yeah, we're locking down. We're going to lock everything up here. Take advantage. Get the prop. I'm not giving out anymore. Going in my cellar. It's too valuable. I'm out of here. See you guys in the market. Day Trading Radio. Signing off. Don't forget the 2 coupons. I think I brought them up on the screen here for a second. BULENOX 72 and the APEX trading funding. That's all on the front page. So if you just go to Day Trading Radio and you scroll down, you'll see the links there if you want to use those. Everything else here is looking pretty good. Again, you can sign up for these alerts. You want to get these alerts? Go to Day Trading Radio. We have a bunch of different packages. All of our packages include the tradeometer, the Rockbot channel, the prop alerts, the 10-4000 watch list, which are our stock swing watch list. And you can look at all the other packages we have, a combination of, you can get the bot on a monthly, you want to have that bot running on your own machine. I didn't even do a show on the bot and show you how well that is. A lot of these setups here are done, kind of giving us an alert. If our bot picks up these things, at least I get an alert to see them. I'm trying not to miss any of them and send them all out. But they have to qualify. Again, if you go up to the top here of the page, click on this banner up here. I don't know if you can see it on this screen here. Hold on. Click on this banner right here, this black banner, and it'll bring you to a page, and it'll go over a lot of different things. It'll go over the again, some of the links here. That's a 40% coupon. Actually, I have to put the other coupon up there. How to use the BULENOX, how to set it up, but I also break down the criteria for our super signal and what type of signal we're looking at, and recommended stops, and how it's set up and how it works. There's a lot of information on there. All right. And we just added the 5-minute pure divergence as a super signal. And you know what? Because I love trading so much, let's just take a look at that. Let me know if this video is a little too much. It might be a little too much today. Let me see, what am I looking at here? 5-minute divergence. Lost my IQ. Let me fix that. All right, just to finish off here, this is the 5-minute time frame, and what we're looking for is a 9-3 to give us a pure divergence. Pure divergence meaning we definitely have to be over that 20 line, the bottom stage 2 of the divergence, and we have a low and a lower low. During that low, we got to be under the 20, and on the higher low on the stochastic on the buy side, the higher low of the stochastic, not the lower low of the price, but as the price is making a lower low, the stochastics are making a higher high. For what I say is pure, it has to be above the 20 line. It has to have a direct angle, a nice degree. I'm not going to say it needs to be over 10 degrees, but I want to just say we're going to settle with the crossover above the 20 line. Now remember, this is on a 5-minute time frame, so when we do have a setup, and again, these could be setups. This is actually I don't know if that's kind of borderline, but I'm also going to compare the 4D4, and you can see it's kind of right on it, but I'm going to say that's not underneath the 20. I mean, we do have to call it as we see it right here. It is a nice little one. It's a little turn up here. This is actually a nice rotation on the 60-10 is embedded. This has actually been kind of embedded, not much going on, and then it kind of turned a little bit higher. Again, the 5-minute, even though the results are up to the 85% success rate when you have this thing optimized nicely, the key is still waiting for that setup. It's, where you might take, I would say, example, if you had the 1-minute bot working for you, it might take you 60 trades during the day. This might give you, and now it's going to give you more opportunities than a visual pure one. Pure one is something that I want to pick out for you, and we're going to have it, because this will give you a divergence that's underneath the 20 line. If I hit on that divergence signal here, let's do that. Let's run the divergence thing on this, and you'll probably see I want to go to my 5-minute Thunderbird buy signal. Now we're gonna 8 to 10. Let's give this a little room to run. Let's put that 17. We'll keep the signal bar low for now, and we'll give it some room to run here. We'll give it 8, so we'll come at break even, stop loss. I just want to see what shows up on this, because you're going to see this. It's going to pick up other ones. Oh, there it is. See, it does pick up all these little dips. Nice. This one actually didn't get a pop, but this one had a nice pop. It's basically getting all the pullbacks. It's going to identify all the pullbacks, but from all those, we're going to weed out the bad ones. Because we'll definitely see the bad ones being weeded out. But apparently, this, sometimes you just want to take these, because look at the moves you're getting on these. You just get, these things are nailing it on the 5-minute. I highly recommend using the 5-minute over the 1-minute, just because it gives you more, time to analyze it. The 1 minute is very fast. It could be choppy. All right, well, As you can see, that 5-minute deserves to be a super signal. We'll be sending that out. Again, you do get this 5-minute script with the Rockbot, and you have it on the Rockbot channel. So there's a lot of ways of actually following this script. So pay attention to 5-minute, especially with your prop trades. Remember, if each candle is 5 minutes, sometimes these moves will go up, 30 to an hour, 30 minutes to an hour, sometimes all day. All right, so that's it. I just want to add that one to the alerts. Make sure you sign up for the prop alerts on your site, on the dashboard. Just go to the top of your dashboard. All right, that's it. I want to get this out of the way. I'll see everyone in the markets on Tuesday. Happy Labor Day.